This is Ashish and today's topic is how to win friends and influence people. Chapter 1. You can't win an argument. People who are new to my channel, do subscribe. Let's start the topic. Guys, remember one thing. First and the foremost thing, you cannot win an argument. If you win, you lose. If you lose, you lose. But why if you win, you lose? Because you may have won. But what about the other person? It may make you feel better. But what about the other person? You have destroyed his pride. Internally, he will resent you. You may be dead right. You may be absolutely right. But as per going against his will, you have made him his enemy. Making a person agree to something against his own will is very bad. So that's the reason we say the best thing to do with an argument is to avoid it. Because it can lead to earthquakes, fights, stubbornness, extreme fights. You may win, but you may lose them forever. I've written some things. What do the salesmen do? Have you ever wondered? They never argue with the customers. Never. Even if the customer may be dead wrong. Even if the customer is wrong, they don't argue. Why is that? Because their aim is not to win the argument. Their aim is to sell the product. You may argue again and again and prove your point to the customer. The salesman may do that. But by doing that, he may not sell the product. But if he wants to sell the product, he wouldn't argue. In fact, if the customer says, I like the red one, even if it's not true, the salesman will say, yeah, it's the best one. Why? Because if he says that, then he's not arguing with the person, and secondly, he will make that person buy the red one or the blue one, whatever he likes. So what is your aim? Is it to just win the temporary argument or to win the person? That is the most important thing. You have to be like a salesman. You cannot take things personally. If you have to think about the long term, then you will have to think about winning the person and not winning the argument. You cannot win a person against his will. I've written some points so that I don't mess up on it. Remember, you have to be like a salesman so that you can avoid earthquakes and the worst fights ever in your life. See, if you argue forcefully, you may win for some time on a temporary basis. But this victory will be fake. Why this victory will be temporary and empty victory? This victory will be empty. Why? Because you will never earn the goodwill of the opponent. Understand? You won't ever do that. But you may be dead right. You may be dead right. You may be completely right. But as far as changing the other person's mind is concerned, you are far from that. That person wouldn't change his mind. No person changes his mind. Remember that you will probably just be very wrong in winning that person. You may have won the argument. You may be dead right. Again, I repeat. If I wanted to give you an example, there was a person whom I argued with a lot in the beginning. I noticed that the more I argue, the more stubborn he became. The more he became... He started resenting me. He wanted to fight with me. He started hating me. Even though there was no point of hating me, but he started hating me. So you're getting me? Stubbornness, resentness, against his own will, enemy. These things will come into play if you win the argument forcefully. Even, Buddha said, hatred cannot be won by hatred. It can only be won by love. Right? Now, that is very true. If you want to execute this, that's very true. See, a misunderstanding, in other words, a misunderstanding is never ended by an argument, but by the tact, diplomacy, conciliation, and a sympathetic desire to see the other person's viewpoint. You're getting me? It is very important to see the other person's viewpoint. What is he trying to say? Even if you think he is wrong, but still you need to listen First of all, you need to listen and understand the other person's viewpoint. Then only you can win him. You can manipulate him. If you try to fall in his shoes and then do it. But just arguing and proving him wrong straightforward will make you his enemy. So rule number 1, chapter 1. To win friends and influence people, the best thing to do with the argument is to avoid it. And understand the other person's point of view. I hope I cleared. Guys, if you liked my video, do like, subscribe. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comment section. If you want a video to be made on a particular topic, write in the comment section. And this series will continue. This is chapter 1. Now chapter 2 I'll be uploading in some time. And these are the 2 videos. If you watch, you'll gain a lot of knowledge. And here if you'll click, you'll subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. This is Ashish signing off.